They got it together, but there were flaws, and he even said there were very visible flaws there. And now, bearing in mind, Luminosity got to watch that game. They could take a lot into this.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at Luminosity's games yesterday as the expert desk was talking about. The NVIDIA expert desk, I apologize.
Sorry, get it right?
Yes. Luminosity, putting a stomping on Kingdom first, and then moving on, playing actually Cobblestone versus Envy, actually brought them into overtime. Yeah, they ended up losing that game, but yeah, do not overthink this in any way. Luminosity should win this every day of the week. I'm
100% with you on this one, but I want to see what form they're in as well. We saw the flip side were able to best Mouse, and we've seen the Luminosity have been able to get some really good results, but now head-to-head, there is a clear favourite here that I think most people will agree with, but flip side could still maybe cause some trouble if they can just very, very quickly work out some of those issues. Maybe they could start making an impact. And of course, I finally get the chance to get to watch Luminosity myself, and I'm so excited to see what these guys are like. And already going to catch a little bit of a glimpse of Blade there, as Bondic going to start closing the net as well, putting their weight all down towards 8. 3 players there at the moment, who are still going to be holding drop, waiting for Markelov to maybe make an appearance. But this time, Flipside just taking their time on this.
Yeah, nothing more to it. Just making sure that you don't see an unorthodox push coming from us, just like Fear right now.
Going to try and take a little bit of a play towards Bondic, and Bondic's going to take that challenge. For known to be quite the outstanding player on occasion. Not had the opportunity to show that just yet, as Bondic will actually get him down, so that's quite the opportunity towards A. And actually, the A-bomb site's completely clear. Fallen already started to back off, but he's going to be able to pull himself back around just about in time. But no, he's going to be on the side of the smoke here, and this could be pretty darn dangerous. Actually, Flipside have a great shot into this. Markelov's found Steel. They've got themselves on the site. Fallen found Bondic, though, and this is the retake that we were starting to expect. But Markelov just wildly chasing down Fallen, as now we're in a 3v2. Markelov gets towards the site, joins his brethren, and now we're going to see Bolts trying to make the challenge. He'll get Davkos down, surprisingly actually, and puts it in 2v2. Markelov holding close. Might just take the shot. There's 2 players there. Finds the first. He won't expect the second, but now he does. They know where the last man standing is, and Flipside turn up already. Great little beginning here. All off the back of finding first so early on, and no one was really on that site anymore.
Yeah, and just to point that out, when Flipside was playing, who were they playing? Just recently, Mouse Sports.
Dear Lord, man.
I don't remember German teams. I apologize.
Wow.
Obviously, Flipside just played Mouse Sports, and Markelov went ham that whole game.
Yep.
This pistol round, he got 4. I'm starting to think we should just rename this map to D_Markelov. Has been playing great the last game and also coming into this game, the first pistol round. So.
No, he is a bit of a superstar, let's bear in mind. He's not always had the best games. He's not the most consistent player, let's say, on occasion, but when he has these games, he can just go off on a tear. So I'm hoping we see that actually following through here. And look at the CT side right now. CZs, Scouts, we saw this working out a couple of times in their previous games.
Yeah, and looking at flip side, I was actually going to talk about this a little bit when just I was playing just a few moments ago. Luminosity had the time to actually look into what they're doing, what they did good, what they did bad, just as I was talking about in terms of when they actually ended up doing the B executes, they had no one in mid for the entire round. When they did the A ones, pretty much the same thing except for this one round where Markelov was holding the drop and the rotation. If Luminosity has been paying attention, they could easily counter Flipside this game, unless Flipside actually change things up.
There's a possibility, but it's going to be slim. There's only so much Flipside can surely do. But again, very late rounds coming out from Flipside, down to 32 seconds. We still have Bolts here as well. Not every player rotating off the feet, but they did pull at least 2 away. Now Bolts is going to get a baseball. Oh my word, the double comes in. Somehow they just line up for him. He does manage to get a big bit of damage done. And actually the CT side have the numbers advantage. Davkos is late to the party. Markelov's going to be the confident player. Just go out and challenge, but he gets dinged down. Cold's gone and found Davkos. This might just turn its head. 9 seconds left, and there's Cold coming to the forefront. That's what I wanted to see from Luminosity. These guys mean business, and you just can't take these rounds lightly.
Yeah, no, and again, we see the same kind of thing coming from Flipside. Way too slow in terms of their when they actually approach the round, when they approach the sites. They need more time to actually, so they don't get stressed, because you saw there, they have no time. They actually have to rush out, and then all of a sudden you see Bolts with a great 2-kill, and it's just costing Flipside a lot of rounds, and it's mistakes that's easily, they can fix it easily. Just make sure you have a little bit more time on your hands when you do end up going towards the bomb sites.
And now we can see the table turn. turn, though. We've got the Tech-9s out with the Scout as well. It's like back and forward. But it's going to be Flipside having to do the work this time. Bearing in mind Luminosity already going in for that mag. You got everything they'd want. Maybe not ideal, but enough to work with. A good bit of utility. And now they can just lock this one down. They shouldn't lose this. But then again, you know, we've seen teams just piling through towards B with those Tech-9s, and they do work. But then again, maybe just want the opportunity to get more done with that Scout.
Yeah, and like you're saying, they do have 3 smoke rounds, and you see the same kind of concept Flipsides are running. They do have 2 or 3 people just gonna be dropping down on the drop, and it's the same kind of eco round that they had the last game. So Luminosity should be aware.
Yeah, they should be, but it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Cold's going to bring it in their favor, and they are locking this down. They've lost out on one player, that's Steel, but the bomb is heading towards A, and actually, Blade, if he can smoke this one off, they could have get a little bit of a shout towards getting that bomb down, but he's going to be singled out. And this is Luminosity just taking control. They're not going to sit back passively. They'll take that challenge. They'll go straight in. The mag gets to the mag 7 there, just coming through for Fallen. And Luminosity not going to drop this one. 2-1 so far. And the economy already starting to look pretty decent for Luminosity. They're not losing out on players here. They're keeping people alive.
Yeah, and yeah, they do seem to have quite a good of a grasp how Flipside likes to play their eco rounds. So you saw there was a really good counter because they had 2 in the drop where they were just helping each other out. Sure, they did manage to get 1 kill, but then after that it was just game over. It was a shutdown.
And this is actually the first time I've seen a full clean eco actually coming in recently. There's already like a nade, there's like a little something, but this time completely clean. And well, actually already taking Fur down really low, taking down to 9 HP. Maybe he could single him out, but he has fallen back. And Bolt's already finding World Edit. This should be a clean round. This should be just Flipside talking things through, making sure they're not being too predictable, not just being caught out. And Bondic does manage to take out Fur. Great little pick up there. And Davkos will get himself a gun. This could start hurting a little more, but no. Once again, Luminosity really likes to take those challenges.
Yeah, and not more to say. Yeah, they should be happy with just getting this 1 kill on Fur. So coming in here now, then we will see a full buy coming in from Flipside. 1, 2. I'm looking at the Molotov count. 3, 4 Molotovs coming in from Flipside. So, and obviously 5 smoke grenades. And just basing off of how Flipside played before, it was very easy to spot what kind of round that they were doing, just basing off the beginning few seconds of the round, and they have not changed at all. All 4 towards the B-bomb site, they have no information in mid. You see Fallen and Fair just having massive control in mid now. They have all the they don't see anyone there, so it's a great call. Fallen is massively rotating already, because they already know.
This is brilliant. This is much different from the game before. Flipside can be punished for this. If they're not careful, they don't land these shots, they're going to be in trouble. But actually, Blade will at least catch off Bolts. He's gone down from platform. That's allowed the T-side a little bit more room to breathe, and Markelov finds his footing. Steel's gone. But still, there are players here, and Fallen is one of them. He's going to put Markelov down. And now, can they find any more? Bomb is planted. 3v3. Fallen's not done just yet. Bondic going onto them. Gets behind 2. He's got free reign. How the hell did Furlan get behind them like that? It's down to the 2v2, but the T-side is low. Fur is going off on this one. And now it's just Davkos bomb down. Fallen's going to put him out of his misery. And a great round coming in for Luminosity. And you're seeing the power of that up. You're seeing the power of them reading the game so early on and getting straight over towards that site.
Yeah, and again, Flipside they did a great job in getting the bomb site. They did get the initial entry frags, getting the bomb down as well, just not being able to hold the after plants. But just look at how Luminosity is playing this. You can easily spot that they were watching, they were paying attention to how Flipside liked to play, having the Fallen really aggressive in the beginning of the round. Didn't see anyone. The rotation came in straight away, and then you saw the power of the op, like you're saying, with a triple kill coming from Fallen. It was a great retake.
It's beautifully done, and it's pretty much highlighting everything you were saying that maybe Mousesports could have done with. Pretty much right now we're seeing Luminosity doing that, but where's Flipside answer now? Now they've seen a very clear way of being played against. I'm hoping they can find a little something here, but Fallen already starting to look around and keep his eyes towards A. There are players here. The T-side putting presence in, and Davkos just gets shut down so early on.
Yeah, great job by Fallen. Playing it very aggressive, just making sure, okay, I'll stay here for a little bit. If I do end up getting a kill, then that's great. It's a 5-on-4 situation for us. We can just fall back and play it safe.
Yeah, they have left one man a little closer, which is fair, but then again, he's going to get the support still from Fallen. The flash is the utility. He'll be supported. He's not alone, really. And those 4 T players might start struggling. We saw that the amount of exchanges between Nex, and I think it was actually Blade who was normally playing it, didn't go in their favor, but Fallen is the immovable object. This guy is just unreal at playing these spots. Whether he's aggressive or passive, he still does what is needed, but Blade now has to come up big again and again. Can he come into this round and pull off something that, well, will be outstanding? 2 left for the CT side. Bolts and Steel. Blade already found 3. He's got the bomb, but only 27 seconds, and he's choosing to head over towards B. This is going to be a fairly close one if he makes it over in time. All right, he's going to have a little bit of it, but he's got a smoke. He could maybe make something out of this.
Yeah, I don't like this from Luminosity here, just taking their time. Once he gets the bomb down, and they're still not there, Blade can actually get into a very good position here to actually end up winning this round.
He completely fluffed that smoke. That went a million miles away, but the bomb is down, and they're running in a pair. They're going just hand in hand here. Blade might be able to do this one, but no, Bolts will deny. And Luminosity keep hold of that. But again, these rounds are looking so definingly in favor to Luminosity.
Yeah, for sure. You see, Fallen is just playing out of his mind right now. This round and the previous round as well, triple kill both 2 rounds. And just to make myself clear, I did not suggest that Luminosity would just spread out and have one on A and one on B. It's really good to actually stay close to one another, but you at least want to make sure that you have your grounds covered, so you know, okay, by the time you can just fall back, because you can have both 2 people in connector, but you can have one holding A, because then if he decides to go in, then you can kill him and you will at least get a revenge frag, and one just holding B, spotting B, so when he does plant, you will get in a much better situation. Because Blade at that point in time, he could have just planted the bomb and jumped in and get a much better position, and then you might have actually end up losing that round.
Yeah, there were ways that he could have brought it down to 2 1v1s, basically, as you said, just pointing out the options that were left available to him there, but wasn't able to make any sort of account for them, but certainly wasn't the furthest thing we'd seen today. We've seen a lot of brilliant clutches coming through, but that wasn't going to be one of them. Luminosity didn't play that as close to the chest as I expected. Then again, if they make it through this game, their opponent would be Fnatic, and I can imagine Fnatic winning those situations if they're allowed that sort of slack, but still. 5-1 so far. Luminosity playing this out as we'd expect. They're not over-pushing, they're not being too aggressive, but they're just getting so much control early on, just taking over platform, pushing players up, keeping AWPs in play constantly. Fallen just always seems in place here.
Yeah, and this is the first round I think I've seen Flipsid actually just spreading out and making sure that they have control of everything.
That's a great start. Marked off almost able to take down Steel, but not really the case. Still managed to get away on 5 HP there. It's going to be gutting for the T side. That could have been a great little start to things. Bolts is going to find Blade, and pretty much everyone on the map is going right. But look at this. The 2 players on long, the 2 players who have the bomb are still in play. Can they make anything of it? There's Roledic coming off the rotate, but Fallen deals with 1 behind. Can he deal with the 2 in front? There's the first. This is outstanding play from Fallen so far. And if he goes down now, he's dealt with such a threat. First round the back, and 1 by 1, these guys are just playing beautifully together.
Yeah, and again, gotta give it to Fallen. Like he's locking stuff down. Like having connector when he does get the first one, he got a call from his teammates like B is completely clear. Watch out for A, and then straight on to watching A long, getting that first kill as well, and just leaving Flipside with no answers.
The game sense is just brilliant to watch. There's no disputing it, but still, I want to see more from Flipside. They worked so hard to get to this point. It'd be such a shame if they just get snubbed out so early on. And Fur switching things up, they're going very aggressive, takes down Davcost, gets the information, backs up, and that's a brilliant start again.
Yeah, again, playing it aggressive, getting the entry, and then falling back. You see there, Fer and both Fallen. They're like, well, it's a 5-on-4. Yeah, they're on an eco, but just getting the first entry there. They don't have to do anything else. Just let them come to you now.
So, once again, I have to ask you the question, while they are on this eco, flip side, we said before, you know, their timing was a problem, their execution was a problem, but that doesn't seem the biggest issue right now. It's still a factor, of course, but what do they need to do here? What can they actually pull off in this one? Ooh, actually, they might pull off something in this round.
Yeah, I'm going to hold the thought.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a moment. Blade still in the game, this one. Fallen and Fur, the 2 players who've been playing I think Blade just heard... What on earth? I just said your game sense is great and you're just all over the shot. Way to prove me wrong, guys. But still, this time they are actually splitting up a little more. So A and B now covered. Blade once again in this 1v2. Last time it didn't go well. This time he starts off by taking down Fur. But Fallen now knows where he is. But can Blade do this for his side to make it to 2, to give them a shot? He's checking it in the right angle. He gets the tag. He gets the frag. Beautifully played by Blade. Just every single box just ticked off as he went there. Just nicely done.
Yeah, and this was the kind of situation that I was talking about the previous round, where I did not say that they should spread out. I said that they should just have their grounds covered. The player from Luminosity, he didn't have to push all the way towards the B bomb site there. Just stay in connector, work together. If Bonic chooses to just go towards you, yeah, you just get the revenge frag and you're safe. But in terms of what you were asking me previously, it's all about trying to make your opponents second guess themselves, and this is one of the things you can do actually for World Life. Just go a little bit more aggressive. You don't have to get anything out of this, but just make sure that they know that you're there.
Just showing presence, maybe just, as you said, keeping them a little more uncomfortable, keeping them on their toes, and we'll finally see what Luminosity do now. We're seeing a little bit more pressure from Flipside, and it's going to be interesting. They are falling back quite passively. They really don't stick around too close to Statue. They have given up drop here. Still have Steel in that side room. He could do something with this. Flash comes in. Markov going to make the most of that. Great little bit of timing from him. Blade pops out. That's the first. Not going to get the second. Cold still in play here. Slowing the boys down on the cross. That's a great follow-up from him. Making it hard work for T-Side to actually make it towards the site. And here we go. Well done. It gets just swept aside. Ice cold play coming through as Bondic now left with a bit of a task to deal with Cold and Fallen. Now, Cold on the site. Davkos knows this. He's going to find out very soon. Davkos, though, lands the shot. Now it's down to the 1v1. Davkos up against Fallen. The two Orbs going head-to-head here. So far, Fallen playing out of his mind. Davkos a little quiet, but the time's now in his favour. He can define this. Fallen holding the angle. Waiting to see if maybe there's a play, both of them. Watching so patiently. Fallen going to start looking in towards this. He's got a kid he's got to work with, and and if you couldn't hear that, I assure you, that was a loud battle cry coming out from Fallen and the boys. Really nicely done, and those jaws are just brilliant to watch. Yeah,
I mean, Fallen playing it really smart, just taking his time, just holding the angle, which caused the Davkos, because he had no idea. Yeah, he ended up killing one at the drop zone, but then after that, it was just quiet, and that made him believe that, oh, he's just going to try and flank me from drop, and instead, Fallen was just holding the angle, and by that time, yeah, it was a very bad angle for Davkos, which, you know, Fallen ended up winning the round. But again, I want to stress something. Yeah, Flipside, they did something good there. They actually tried something new, and they had one guy going fast. They still have the same kind of issue though, where they all go together at the same time. So you saw the B execute again there, all 5 members towards the B bomb site. They have no one putting pressure in mid. They have no one showing themselves in mid. And this is the same kind of playstyle that we saw versus Mousesports as well. And Luminosity didn't know this. They thought, you see Fair here, Fall is already over at the B bomb site because Fair, he sees no one up mid.
Well,
or no one close to mid, sorry.
Exactly. That's the main thing. Then maybe they could go back around. And this is the thing, they are a great team, Flipside, at maybe reading some of these situations and working off the back of it. I hope that they start realising these issues and they can actually fix them on the fly, because if they do, bear in mind now Fallen's out of place, they've only got one player on towards A, but Flipside, if they just want to be that bulldozer presence, almost just keep piling in towards B until it works, this could be another big round for Fallen. Then again, still one player by 8. That's Davkos. He's a little late to this party, but he's now coming over as well. This looks like it's going to be the rinse and repeat B play. But look how much, you know, Luminosity have here. 4 players. Steel's watching it. You've got Fallen watching drop. You've got him pushed up by platform. Fallen doesn't matter if it's close range, long range. He's still landing these shots. And then the 3 players pushing through towards platform are going to have to deal with 2 players trained on them. And it just felt like Flipside gained no ground there.
Yeah, no, and they really didn't. You saw Fair there as well. Even if Cold and Bolt ended up going down on the bomb site, Fair was so, like, he was so fast on the flank, so it wouldn't really have mattered. And again, props to Luminosity, because they are playing a great CT side so far, with Fallen just playing so good with his op, and something we did not see Mousesports do. At this point in time, I wouldn't even have cared who picked up the op from Mousesports. Just look how impressive that is when you do have that op on the CT side on cobblestones. You get so much out of it.
Yeah, and for Flipside, this is a round they need to talk things through. You can see them all in spawn. They're taking this as their timeout. As we've been saying, that a lot of teams don't actually do as much as they could do, but it's time to discuss. And if you're in their shoes, where is your initial focus here? Where do you say, okay, this is our starting point. How do we flip this round? How do we try and make this start working for us?
Well, I mean, one thing they can do, for example, their pistol round, where they actually hit the A bomb site, but they actually split it from the drop zone, right? They could do that on the weapon round. They can even, if they end up going A, just have Markov in the drop zone. Just make sure that you cut off the rotation and just make sure you make noise so they don't over-rotate, because that's the problem you're having right now.
I'd love to see that, absolutely would, but so far we'll see our reading like a book here. Still going to get an idea where these boys are, and it's going to be a very swift round at this pace. Well, it does get 1, but it's Bolts and Fallen to pick up Davkos and World Edit, and I want to see a Flipside, and they're now able to work something out. Have they got something in mind here? They've got enough money to go onto the buy, get a little bit of utility. They've got what they need. Maybe not ideal, but enough to get something going. Now, what do? 9-2 is not a good scoreline at this point. They need so much more than this. Bearing in mind, in the previous game, they had the ups and downs. It was a little, okay, Flipside go on a streak, mouse balls, pull it back. This is very different. I want to see them doing something impressive with this. A couple of Molotovs. Once again, it looks like all players towards B.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's keep grinding and we're getting the entry. Why wouldn't it work? And again, I don't like this at all from Flipside. You see, look at the minimap. Luminosity, they're keeping this one player on the A bomb side. They're like, well, we don't care. Come here if you want. You're just gonna go B anyway, and we have 4 there waiting for you.
And again, and again, and again. Rinse and repeat. Fallen greets them with a smile.
And Fur is flanking now.
And Fur's round the back. Blade, though, will find Cold. So at least they're starting to get maybe trades in towards this, but they're still not getting grounded. I want to see Flipside make this move work. Markov, can he go off on those tears again? Can he find some more? He's going to find Steel. Finally, they got the advantage here. Slowing down. Bondik and Markov round the back. Fallen's now surrounded. Markov's not done just yet either. This has finally started to work out here. Fur, now around the back. Davkos just battle cries that one out. I can hear it from here that he knows they're around the back. And 3 players instantly watch it, and Flipside finally pull off the round. Yep. Now tell me what went differently there, because they seem to have slowed down. They didn't just pile out. What did they change in that little bit of a gap?
The main difference that I would say is that they actually hit everything that they were aiming at. It was just the headshots, and Luminosity just went down. But it's not something you can rely on. Yeah, sure, you work this one round, but try it again, for example, and it might not pay off. Like, you need to have something else other than your aim, just winning your rounds, especially at this point in time.
And not too many surprising factors out there. It looks like another play towards B, but then again, Davkos and Blade aren't instantly focusing this one out. They are getting a fair bit of utility away from Luminosity. Not everything, but they're pulling a little bit off. And I want to see Flipside keep this going. I want to see them build off this. I want this to be a closer game for them after such a grueling battle against Mouse. They certainly deserve it, but so far, it's definitely been a wonderful display. And again, Fallen already over by B, Fur soloing out by A. They know what's coming. They put more attention towards drop this time, it seems.
Yeah, and look at Fur again. He's doing the same thing. Now you actually do have Blade. I like this. Just one flash from Blade now would just make a lot of difference. But instead, he's actually going to run away, and you will see Luminosity with 4 players once again on the B bomb side.
And Fallen already getting up to platform. Maybe we can just hop up here. Flashes are coming out, but Flipside with 2 players by drop, Markov being one of them. 3 heading out towards platform. Fallen's already watching this. You can see him on the other side of things. And again, he knows where they're at. He knows their time better than they do. Bondik and Markov get caught off. And now Blade, Davkos and Whirler are just going to be funneled down surely. But no, they will find Cold. They will follow up towards Fallen. Blade's there. They're starting to land these shots. And sure, you can't depend on it all the time, but 2 rounds in a row is better than what they had prior. Can they do any more with this, though? Davkos and Blade. Bomb is now down. And Blade's only watching. Davkos watches the door. He gets it. That's Fur gone, but they know Steel's here. They've got to. Step by step, he gets closer, he gets down the first, but Davkos surely has this. 5 HP on Steel. He should not be able to pull this one off. The time is in Davkos' favor, and I think that Steel is starting to realize this one. The time is running out. He does get the first shot, but still, 5 HP is not enough to do this, and Davkos will put him down. And finally, Flipside get a couple of rounds back to back.
Yeah, and it's going to put Luminosity on a save here as well. So, yeah, the 2 rounds in a row, it did actually work. Just I'm not quite sure why, because Luminosity should have that on lockdown. They have all the nades, followed with 2 massive entry frags there as well, and then they just fell apart completely. So Flipside, yeah, sure, they are doing something good with that round, but in reality, if they were to face off against another team, for example,
Fnatic.
having maybe Fnatic, maybe TSM, but having 4 members on the B bomb side, you should not be able to win that. Yeah. It should be a wall of defense, basically.
Right.
But again, they're doing it good. 9-4. They should win this one 9-5. We might not end up with such a bad half anyway, which is great news for Flipside.
Yeah, phenomenal news for Flipside, considering how this one started. And maybe going to be able to convert a little more once they get towards that CT side. We're going to have to wait and see, of course. Still, Luminosity have a couple of players down Cologne with that scat. Oh my god, how the hell do you let someone like Fur pick up a kill like that? That guy is an aim god, and you guys at home have been going on about this guy so often, and you can see why. He can make something out of nothing, but he is now down to 9 HP. Though Markov is tagged up, it's not a clean round here from Flipside. They look tentative, a bit nervous about making a play out of this. They're not focusing towards one side just yet, and little by little, it looks like Luminosity are actually heading back over towards A. Still Fallen and Fur over there this time.
Yeah, Bob's still down, and Davkos is basically just holding the flank right now, but Flipside looks to be Oh no, they are
God.
loading back, so they are actually moving on towards the A bomb site. But you have Blade actually faking out towards B though, so you might actually see Luminosity actually flank or rotating back now.
Well, this is what you said before. Just a couple of flashes, a smoke, just something to keep them second guessing is what they needed, and that's what they've done. Now here comes the real play. Oh, and Fur just gets caught on the cross. Markov just put that perfectly. Whether he knew it or not, that was absolutely brilliant. So now Steel and Fallen, last two alive. They're not in the right place. Blade is behind them. And Fallen gonna get shut down by World Edit, as now just Steel standing. And really, in between a rock and a hard place here. But finally, we're seeing what we wanted from Flipside. Seeing them really doing the plays that they can achieve stuff from. He does get the scout, at least. Doesn't manage to spot that Slayer just below him. And here was World Edit. And he will close it down. Flipside get this one back to more of a respectable scoreline, considering how this began. They've started to build up. They're starting to work it out. Sure, it's not the most varied play in the world. But, you know, it's working somehow.
Yeah, and again, here you see obviously all the nades coming from Flipside, 5 Molotovs, 5 smoke grenades, and you see again. I'm guessing you actually do have Bonda coming up here with Davkos this one round. Will we see an A play? I would love to.
It would make a big difference, but then again, you know, Fallen doesn't have the orb this time. He can't play the same way it's been on towards long A. Yeah. He's going to be starting at this time. Fur is already the one to join over towards B. And it does look like maybe Flipside are considering this now. 3 players over there. It's on the way. They might be looking to switch something up here.
It's so close.
If only he knew. Did he see the silencer? I think he just caught a glimpse of him.
Yeah.
And Markov will get the opener. So that's a great beginning. And you might start asking yourself the question, you know, why is Fur here alone? You know, what is he doing? Normally he's the player over by A, but Fallen is in a pretty darn good position here. If they just walk into this haphazardly without the flashes, he could do some work. A little bit of a flash to allow him the exit. He's going to back away. And they have to call for backup. He tries to make the most of it towards World, but he stays alive. But Blade pushes up for free behind him. There was no one else there from Luminosity Gaming. And this play, this slightly varied play, is starting to build up and work out for Flipside, but they are low. This is not a clean round just yet. World Edit is 10 HP, Markov 21, Bondic 55. And look at this, World Edit down to 8. Oh, beautiful. Just clipping on towards Steel then, and taking his head off his shoulders. Now Cold and Bolt, the last two alive. This should be Flipside bringing this scoreline back to maybe a manageable amount, something that's not so drastic. Cold goes down, Blade's gonna be that one, and now Bolt's the last man standing. 1v5, final round, you might as well go for it. And Bolt is just on the side, and Blade with a little one tap there. Doesn't need any more to finish that deal, as it does end a little bit more respectable than what I expected it to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was looking extremely grim for Flipside there, but they had those 2 rounds that they actually managed to go into the B bomb site, hitting their shots, despite the fact that Luminosity had 4 members there at the start of the round. They could just not hold it. So Flipside, they did work it back, 9-6 in favor of Luminosity, switching over to the T side. It's not over yet.
Oh no, I wouldn't say the worst is yet to come, but Luminosity looked good at the start here. They started to slow down, they started to go a little bit worked out, they started to not quite have that potency, and Flipside made the most of it. But then again, the side switch is going to come in. We've said before that Flipside weren't the smoothest on their CT, but they did enough to win the previous game, so maybe they can pull this one back. But bear in mind, whoever wins this game goes through to face Fnatic. It's not a nice opponent to know that's waiting around the corner, but they will be in that huge arena. They'll have thousands cheering for them. And well, that's exactly what these boys are fighting for, a chance to go that step further to keep alive in this tournament. And whoever loses is going home. It doesn't matter that they fought this hard so far. Your road will still end here if you don't make this game.
Yeah, and I mean, especially for Luminosity and for all of Americas, if they actually do end up winning. Last hope, you know, North America, you got to pick it up, because South America, they seem to be here to stay.
Yeah, these guys are really showing what they're made of, and I love the story of Luminosity coming up, showing some, like, you know, these one-off maps where they just caught people off guard. They're going, who the hell are these guys? How the hell are they pulling this off against teams like Fnatic and TSM and Dignitas at the time? It was just like, oh my god, they really are actually good. It's not just a couple of fluky rounds, and they've been able to maybe make that map pool a little deeper, it seems, these days. They're not just that one-trick pony. They have some brilliant play, some brilliant players, and I'd love to see what they could achieve later in this tournament.
Yeah, and I just have to put out a huge shout out to Fallen as well. During the game yesterday versus Envious on the same map, he was also the go-to guy for Luminosity with that op, and it's probably one of his better maps. And you see the same thing here versus Flipside. He's going ham. 15 rounds in, he's at 20 frags, and he's been doing most of the work for Luminosity. Bearing
in mind, only one of these two teams can join the 7 others who are waiting in the games tomorrow. Let's find out who it is. We are live into this one. Now it's going to be Luminosity on the T side, Flipside on the CT, and Bondic might just have a face full of lead very soon. Already dinked up, backs the hell away. But he does get at least a little bit of information. But then again, Luminosity are not just pushing one side, they're hedging their bets. 2 players still at drop. This could be a lovely little kind of cut through if they wanted to. Maybe just hold that rotate, but no. They're changing things up here. They're going to flash come through, and no, Davcost last time did very well with this CZ. This time, not so much.
Yeah.
Beautifully placed. You can see this choreographed play that people were talking about. These guys are great at this sort of stuff. It doesn't matter who you are. But still, T-side heading towards that A-side. Bondic is waiting in that corner so desperately, hoping that he has a chance to make some use with that 9 HP. Blade watching the cross. The Molly's going to come in. That's a big investment into this round. And the T-side starting to close the net, starting to make their presence known, but Blade is having none of it. Single-handedly charging in, gets down 1, gets down 2, gets the 3rd. Blade making this one hurt, and he is not done just yet, looking for his 4th here. It is Fur. He does have the Tech 9. He does have armor, and I think they're going to be in trouble if they're not careful in this one. They're actually backing away a touch and playing in the pair. They pick up that pistol round and get one step closer to Luminosity.
Yeah, great pistol from Flipside, and especially Blade there with a nice triple kill. Luminosity seemed a little bit lost. They had this one guy on site. They had 2 guys on site, but they did not really clear it, and it went a little bit too slow, in my opinion, because it cost Flipside to just rotate back all of them. Even Blade had a chance to just drop down after the Molotov was placed, and yeah, they just a little bit too slow.
Let's see where they go for this round. Looks like they're going for the head armor, Tech 9s. They're not taking this lightly, the T side. They're going all out again. But on the other side of things for the CTs, a couple of SMGs, 2 Fausti's. Well, they're going to have to make sure they go to good use here. It looks like Luminosity are considering that B-bomb site.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like they have 1 smoke and 1 Molotov, which is probably going to go down in a drop. And as you see, the Luminosity players, they are getting ready. 4 players in the drop zone right now.
Yeah, but there's 3 players waiting to receive them as well. Bondic, Markloff, and Blade is going to back towards A as well. So timing might be put off a little bit here. The smoke does go down, but there was that beautiful flash that did come through before that caught these guys out. Put in place for him a little bit further back. Yeah, we might see it again. Davcost still over by 8. Blade's there as well. This guy's just waiting out that smoke, playing a little slow here. You said that, they played a little slow before, but they are just waiting for this one to dissipate. And they might just start piling down. Here we go. There's the smoke. No one working off the back of it. Boltz is edging his way through towards platform as well, bear in mind. Keep that in the back of your head here, because the flash comes in, and now Bondic is going to have the perfect chance to get the triple. They line up for him, he gets a bucket load of cash, and now just fallen standing. And that round really just didn't go Luminosity's way. And Flipside keep 5 players standing, a hell of a lot of money on Bondic as well. This man has come into this side absolutely hot.
Yeah, great hold by Bondic, and he was aware of the flash as well. You see the replay here as well. Yeah, it was a good position, because basing off of Davcost probably called it on the first pistol. It's like they have a really good flash for drop, so just be aware and just be sure to dodge it when it actually does come. And the position he was in, he would never be flashed there, and they're just holding in mouse 1, spray and pray, getting the 3 easy kills, and then getting the 4th one after as well.
Yeah, and of course Luminosity now in a bit of a predicament. P250's not a lot to work with. This looks like it's going to be going 9-9. What did it? I think he heard that flash actually get caught on someone, so he might have a good idea. They're actually pushing through towards B, but still, of course, Flipside well aware of this. CZ's SMG's still out in play. They know they can't really get a buy going here. There's little to no plants coming in, so money's going to be pretty low for Luminosity, and it looks like they're turning their attention towards A, but Davcost is the only man soloing this at the moment.
Yeah, but if he just stays the way he is right now, he will have at least somewhat of a peak down mid. You see Blade coming in here, so they will be taking a little bit more of a defensive approach, or a more manageable approach on the A-bomb side at least.
Yeah, I think Blade has a really good idea of this as well. He's trying to keep eyes on this one as best as he can. Cold Steel, Fallen, all lining up here together. And here we go. They're going to start making the play. Great little flash comes in. Davcost now has the opportunity to pounce with the CZ. Fur will take him down, but already that bomb is loose. And the T-side 1 by 1 fall. And Flipside, 4 players alive this time. Very clean rounds. Bring this one back even. 9-9. And this is what they needed coming into this game. This is exactly what this half should have started like in the ideals of their mind. And now they have the perfect opportunity to keep this one up.
Yeah, and They do have, they're floating in money, obviously. Smokes never won, and a bunch of Molotovs. And this is where we're going to see, like you're saying, what will Luminosity do? They must have watched the game that the Flipside just played versus Mousesports. Let's see if they have a better approach than Mousesports did on their T side.
And as mentioned, of course, buy round going a little on towards Bolts, but a lot more aggressive play here. This is something that Shroud was doing time and time again. Fur gonna take control on that platform area, not gonna hold back, just go straight for it. Well, they're actually gonna try to take the challenge, but just gets absolutely destroyed by Fur. And already that's a great little opening pick towards B. That's gonna pull players away from A. And again, Luminosity have players over towards A as well. They're not just completely in one direction, but it is a trade-off.
Yeah, still favors Luminosity though. 4-on-4 situation, just gonna cause a rotation onto the A bomb site to be a little bit longer. You see Blade completely alone on the A bomb site, but it does look like Luminosity are indeed going towards that B side anyway. But based off time, just look at Markov now. He's getting a little bit jittery right now, a little bit stressed. He's like, Blade, are you sure it's clear? Okay, I'm just gonna hold the drop for now, but I am close on the rotate, just in case you need help.
I wonder what Luminosity's going to do here, because as you mentioned, there is still 3 players focused towards this, even though Wild Edit did go down earlier. Davkos is still here, and most of the Markov's still here, and Davkos is not going to miss that chance. Gets the first, gets the tag towards Cold, before he makes it down. Gets a little bit of attack towards Davkos, but there we go, Cold's the one to break in here, but Blade holds strong, takes down Steel. It's a 2v3, but Fallen, he's just doing everything himself. He's like, do you know what, it's great having you here, Cold. Finally you helped me out. I'm doing this just fine on my own, but still, Blade now 1v2. He's looked out as he snuck his way up pretty darn well here, just tucks under that flash, catches out Fallen. It's a 1v1, he's looking for that AK, he's looking for something a little bit better than what he had in hand, and now Blade has to make the play, and he does. Flipside do wonderfully again, picking up these games, and Blade is doing this just on his own. 3K then, taking on the 1v2 after plant, and Flipside putting themselves in a brilliant spot going forward. They've got the AWP now as well.
Yeah, very smart play from Blade, just taking his time. When his teammate went down from Cole, when Fallen was planning, he was just behind him as well, just walking in and just crouching. You do see a timeout coming in from Luminosity Gaming here as well. And I do like this. It's not too late in the game to call a timeout, so you do have more rounds to work with. You can still talk about it. And since it's only been 4 rounds in the second half, they looking at the money. We did see Cole is actually buying up here now as well. So it will be somewhat of a low buy. They won't have AK full armor and a bunch of nades, but they are indeed talking about it. So overall, but yeah, Flipside managing to hold that one down, and Luminosity in a bit of a pickle. So
once again, as I asked you and I did about Mouse, you know, if you were in their predicament, what would you be saying? What's the fix here? What do they need to work on? Luminosity haven't been, you know, as, let's say, lackluster as Mouse were, but they're still not getting the rounds in the bag. What's actually going wrong for them, and what would be the first thing you'd put your attention towards?
Well, since the previous round was the first weapon round that they actually had, so it's not like they've tried basically everything, right? They're just basically, maybe people are getting a little bit jittery. You still have a lot more rounds to play, and just having that one round played off, you still have a lot more options, and the only thing that should be going through your mind is like, well, okay, how did they play that B bomb site? Okay, they were playing here. What can we do here? What did you see on the A bomb site? Like, did you see something? Did they go aggressive? What did they do? And just talk about like a little bit in general what they saw the previous game, and to just compare it to what they've seen so far in this game.
So hopefully with some clarity now, Luminosity can start getting themselves building into this. So far made 0 impact when it comes to rounds, but Bolt's this time going to try and be the aggressor. But that Molotov is going to set his impact in a little bit. Bear in mind, of course, Flipside do have a vastly larger amount of utility to work with here, and Wild Edit will be the first here to get on towards the platform. We're starting to tuck away from those flashes. He knows it's coming. He's going to try and hide from Bolt. Great little flash comes in, but Bolt's fully flashed up, gets the kill, but Markov on the verge of the smoke, sprays down the first, looks for the second, not going to claim it. And now 4v3, the T-side take over the site. Davkos finally makes it there, but Bondit gets denied as he peers through the smoke. And look at this, finally the T-side get control, they get the play they need, the smokes come in, and Cole just playing it like an absolute boss then. And we want to see make the impact. The timeout work, the calming work, you know, just talking it through. But let's look at it tactically, what paid off that round that hadn't worked beforehand? Because then again, you know, first real time with the gun round, they've tried it, but it looked so much more proficient.
Yeah, and the thing is, the main reason there is Flipside had really good anti-flashes actually, but Bolts actually managed to get the first one completely flashed and just open up the whole site. Markov Markelov got caught a little bit in a poor situation. He did manage to get one, did not manage to get the second one in the spray down, and just ended up going down. Well, he managed to escape, but by then, they had the whole bomb site. So a little bit of a little bit lucky coming in. What? Okay.
You said luck, and that just happened. I'm a little nervous now.
If they keep on doing it like that,
then they're fine. But
if they have weapons.
The sad thing is Cold was literally expecting that as well. He was holding the angle knowing that they'd do that push, but somehow, flying pistols work. Markelov and Davkos now, last two alive. Davkos did try and pick up the rifle, not going to get away with it, and Markelov now in a bit of a dire situation. But moments like that baffle me sometimes, considering Cole played that one perfectly, but there's nothing you can do really when Bondic just comes flying at you. But still, Markelov's going to back out of this, maybe try and keep hold of that 5-7, maybe catch them on the way out ideally, and see if he can maybe cause a couple of those players to lose out on those guns.
Yeah, solid anti-eco from Luminosity, just losing this one player, saving from all the T-spawn as well, and actually not fair with only 5 HP, but managed to kill off Markelov. So just based off of money now, we do have a lot of money from Blade, so he can probably drop an op if he chooses to. He's actually buying an op, so it will probably drop to that cost. And obviously a full set of nades for Luminosity, being up again now 11-10 in their favor. You'll probably not see the same sort of round again now, because they didn't have that many nades. They had to do something fast because they knew if they would have just waited until later stage throughout the round, they just wouldn't be able to even get the site because of the fact that they have no nades.
Yeah, so probably not going to see that again. And you're spot on. They're not that quick. They're not going as brute force, but they are starting to stack up towards drop. They might start considering that as an option, just getting all that utility away from the CT side as well. They're having to commit some of those smokes, those flashes, get through them, burn through them. There's still a minute left as well. Bolts is over by 8, but look at Steel. He's already starting to play 2. They're already down in drop. Exactly, that's absolutely insane. Why the hell would he be the first man out? But still, it's a 2-for-2 trade, but
look where the bomb is now.
This is an impossible situation. It's in the worst spot possible, and they have to commit. They have to take these unfavorable angels. But still, Cold's going to find Weld at it somehow. If Flipside lose this is a disaster for them. They should be getting these rounds every day of the weekend. But Davkos call off guard, Bolt takes him down, and Markelov run over. How the hell does Flipside just lose rounds like that when the bomb is in their favor? They have 2 players watching it. I don't understand.
Yeah, that could have ended real bad for Luminosity. The thing is, it might actually been like a next level tactic. It's like, okay, you go first with bomb, and then when it drops, they're all gonna rotate to try and cover the bomb, and then that's when we get him. That's when we flank them. That's when we kill them. it did work, but yeah. But if that wasn't the whole idea, or if that was the idea, then props to Fall. I mean, this guy
genius.
He's a
next level genius.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if they win the game, we can ask about that one round, and if he says yes, I'm not sure if he's telling the truth, but we'll pretend he is.
Yes.
Anyway, Flipside now, of course, money-wise, pretty damn dire here. This should be a 13-10 scoreline coming out of it. And I love the way that Luminosity have turned this game around. They started out so poorly on this T side. Flipside looked very good. Blade, the man we're watching right now, had an outstanding beginning to it. But so far, looking to maybe catch a couple off guard, see if he can maybe pull an AK away, just take away from that rather impressive economy that the T side's going to start building here. Molotovs are plenty. Smoke comes out, and Blade now just has to sit and watch and hope that maybe you'll have the drop on 1.
Yeah, and just very slow and methodical here from Luminosity. They know for a fact that Flipside, they will be on an eco. There's no point in rushing anything. Just be sure to stick together, do something together, and there should be a very low percentage, very low chance that you would actually end up losing the round.
And I actually like the way that Luminosity are using their Molotovs just to clear angles that they can't quite check without committing. But around the back, the player, I think it's Blade, is going on the rotate. He's going to be behind all of them. They now know they're all here. He's going to catch out Cold. He knows there's going to be more by drop. He hasn't gone down yet either, but Steel will pick him up. But they know exactly where those T's are coming towards, and they're doing damage. Fallen's low, Steel's low, and there we go. This is brilliant from Flipside. Just that little bit of information gathered by Blade has paid off, and then some. And look at this, Steel last man standing. Markelov comes in. Yeah. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, and all props to Blade there. Yeah, he only got one kill that round, but when he actually started flanking them, he made a call to the rest of the Flipside members, and they all rotated back to the B-bomb site. So in reality, Flipside had all 5 on the B-bomb site. Yeah, sure, Blade was flanking. He did manage to get that 1 kill, and then just leaving Flipside in a very good situation, even despite the fact they only had pistols.
So we finally see Fallen picking up the AWP here as well. This is something I was looking forward to, and especially with Davkos as well, being able to get that one going. And a very different start for Luminosity now, really hedging their bets. Steel and Cold. Heading over towards A-Long, Fallen just around the back. Blade's the one who's been watching that, so a brave couple of players trying to take on Blade at the moment. He's been doing marvellously, but then again, Luminosity have a lot more to work with this round, so hopefully they can pull something off here. And it looks like they're actually all going over towards A.
Yeah, and not even trying to get control of the drop zone first. They are just moving over, and when it's only 1 second or 1 minute left here now, you look at Flipside's rotations here now. World Edit, racing a smoke, just falling back. Bonic is holding drop. You will potentially see a very fast rotate coming in from Bonic here in a second.
Let's find out. Keep your eyes, of course, then on that mini-map. Let's see how long it takes him to work out, okay, this isn't a B anymore, this has to be an A. Let's get over. Here we go. Davkos is going to spot out too. He lands the shot towards Fur, but he knows there's more coming. Blade's going to catch a glimpse as well, and now the jig is up. Luminosity's game plan is known, but Davkos is going straight into the fire, and Flames have fallen, just takes him out of his misery and takes him down. 3v3 here. Steel, Cold, Fallen, all still alive. Bombs on the side, but look at Blade from the depths, comes around the back, gets the first, and well, then it closes. And again, Flipside just withstand the storm.
Yeah, again, Blade, you know, he's on fire right now, just making the right calls, right decisions at the right time, flanking the two members on the A bomb site, despite the fact that they actually had someone that's supposed to be covering them as well, but he was reloading at the time, so there was no way for him to actually help out. But it's looking very solid right now for Flipside. Good calls, holding the positions right, and rotations seem to be on point. So for Luminosity now, yeah, sure, they haven't full bought, but they bought, so they just to spread out the money a little bit, just so it's even out, so they can still buy next round. So Bolts obviously had a lot more money to begin with, and he's like, well, let me buy this, and let's try to keep the CTS economy at a
And, well, that's a good beginning for Blade there again. It's time and time again, he's just in the right place at the right time. Follows up well towards Fur. The rifle will be recovered towards Fallen at least, so they don't lose out on that one. It didn't get to too much of a dire position, but bearing in mind, Group H has turned into a bit of an upset. I thought this could be a lot more one-sided. I thought Luminosity would really take the reins here once they got on that T side, but no, Flipside are genuinely keeping up here and not letting this one slip, and I think this is going to turn heads if they keep up this pace, but they should be able to close out this round. Blade's going to do some work, but Davkos only managed to leg Cold there. When the CZ comes through, they'll do exactly what's required. As for last man standing gets picked up, and that will be again Flipside building into this one. They're not giving this one up.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're in a good position right now, and especially looking into the beginning of the first half, Flipside were just looking out of it, and it looked to be a landslide of a victory for Luminosity Gaming. But now, yeah, we do see Flipside, you know, they're in the lead, 13-12, and Luminosity, it's crunch time.
It is. It's do or die. Luminosity have been quiet on their T side in comparison to what we all expected. They're a team that have competed against some of the best teams thus far, but Davkos will have... Ooh, he almost stayed a little too long for that, but will back away scot-free. Sure, he gives up a little bit of map control, but then again, he lives to fight another day. But as I said, Luminosity were favoured in these matchups. They were said to, okay, it's probably going to be against Mouseboards. You'd still say Luminosity was the team to probably win that, on paper at least. But no, Flipside said, screw that. We want to come into this. We want to go towards the next day here. We want to get to that arena. We want that opportunity. And so far, they're fighting for it on every single front. And I'm looking at Luminosity here, who aren't going to have to start fighting for their life in this tournament. They will be going home if they do not get those next couple of rounds. Still, 50 seconds left. Much slower round from Luminosity.
Yeah, and again, nothing really. First of all, they didn't have that much money to begin with, but they haven't done anything in mid. And you see there, Flipside, they had the 4 members towards the B-bomb side. Now Blade got a little bit nervous there, decided to help out Davkos anyway, but he's still circling around the connector side, so he still will be really fast towards the B-bomb side once Luminosity decides to execute.
Let's see this choreographed move coming out from Luminosity. They are looking towards that B site again. This is something that we've seen time and time again from these boys, but of course Flipside still have those flashes, still have a couple of smokes there as well, but Fallen's already down towards drop. He's going to single out Blade, but the T side gets held up. Markloff and Bondic have the perfect opportunity to go to work one by one. They walk in and one by one they fall. Flipside are keeping this one in hand. They are not letting it slip, and they're going against the odds here. But Cole still fighting. It doesn't matter. Davkos is there, and Flipside now just a couple of rounds away from what could be a huge upset.
Yeah, and Not much to say. I mean, Luminosity keep on grinding those B rounds, same as Flipside did in the later stages of their half, thinking, well, you know, they did it, so can we. But again, the problem is that Flipside are actually doing a much better job in holding them back when they actually do decide to execute. And we see again here now, Luminosity going for the win, buying out what they can. They have 3 smokes and 1 Molotov and all around Tech 9s, and they will still be focusing on the B-bomb side. I would love to see a really fast one now, though, because it's Blade and Davkos are both at their A-bomb sites.
You'd feel they have to try and find an advantage somewhere here, and that would be one. That would be the way. Fur, Cold, Seal, all starting to make their journey through towards drop. Bondic is there. That's 2 already. He doesn't get the 3rd, but already Blade's quick on the rotate. He knows what's up. It's rinse and repeat. He knows the play. He knows what these boys are going to do. And Fallen goes down, and it's Flipside getting towards match point here. 15-12. 1 more round, and they are going to the Lanxess Arena. These guys are so close now, and Luminosity have just become a dim team. They shone so brightly before. They got so many close results, and they have not turned up on their T side.
No, not at all. And I actually think that Luminosity, from watching the game previously versus Flipside, or when Flipside was playing mouse sports, I think they're overthinking the whole situation now. It's like, well, we know how they're playing here, so let's just take advantage of that. But yeah, okay, but you've noticed now for 3 rounds now, it's not working.
Oh, Blade has the chance, but misses the shot. That could have been huge, that could have been vital. But this is the biggest moment for them so far. This is the proving point, and if they let it slip, Luminosity are a team that can pull it back to place. But still, every single shot, every single step counts in this. Flipside would make it through to join those other 7 teams in the arena in front of thousands with a chance to fight on again, but still, 1 minute remains. There's 3 players towards A for Luminosity so far. 2 by drop on the rotate. It's going to be Davkos to hold this one. They know that Blade's gone down. He's normally the player who's been holding towards long occasionally, soloing out on the side, but he's very quick to rotate. So, 45 seconds. Davkos' eyes are trained on this one.
Yeah, I like this from Luminosity as well, taking their time, going towards the A-bomb side, which is key, as you see from Flipside as well, having 3 members towards the area there.
And here we go, Davkos finds Bolts. He's going to try and tuck himself through towards the side itself. The players are slowed down, they're being held, but Fallen still trying to dig his team out of this mess, but Bondic flashed through, he's right in front of them, but little does he know, and Cold finds World in it. It's down to 2 in this one, make it 1. Bondic, the last man standing here for Flipside, and he's not done just yet. He has a chance. He has an opportunity, but only 9 seconds and the bomb is now down. Bondic, what are you going to do here? Flashes through. 2 players towards the site. Cold watching the cross. He doesn't have a shot in this, and I think he now definitely knows that. Time to get out of there, try and live to fight another day, and Luminosity just about staying alive.
Yeah, and great round by Luminosity, getting the entry there. Like you're saying, especially when Flipside lost their main man Blade, did not manage to get the kill on Cold, 9 HP left, and he ends up getting 1 more kill from that. Just leaving Davkos there, they're taking a gamble, just leaving him there by the connector area. He did manage to get 1, but by then Luminosity just swarmed aside and got it down and just held the after plan. So great round by Luminosity, and now we're cutting it close, 15-13.
These 2 teams.
Flipside can still buy though. They had a lot of money in their bank, and this is the point of time. The thing is now though, yeah, sure, even if they lose this 1 round, they can still manage to buy somewhat. They're not going to have the full buy that they want though. So this is the go-to round for Flipside.
And this is the golden round for both teams. If Luminosity get this, they might actually be able to take the game, or at least take it towards overtime and maybe have a shot down the line. But already starting off with the players towards A as well. Davkos this time's playing long. Blade's backed off from it. Davkos having that up to hand, but still players over by B, keeping the likes of World Edit, Bondic and Markelov in place. And this is everything to Flipside. If they can get this round, it would be absolutely perfect, but still, Fallen now joins the others. Brings that all presence towards long. And 1 minute left. This is going to be huge.
It does look to be an A split here from both sides rotating, and they're actually leaving Fur here, which I really like, since they are actually ending up going towards the A bomb side. So Fur, I don't want you to back up. Don't back up, Fur. Just stay there, hold the rotation. You can fake a little bit, but make sure that you're lurking this 1 round to try and catch them off guard.
Actually, it looks like the bomb's going, and Fallen and Bolts just find kills out of nowhere. They've just completely opened this this one up. First succeeding in his play as well, but Wild Edit is going to have to hold this one together. He's almost going to have to find Luminosity. And oh my god, Fur has just become a railgun. He's just going through, systematically destroying Flipside. And these boys are completely out of sorts here. Markloff and Bondik backing away, but little do they know, Fallen's still here. He's still wanting more. He might get caught off here by Bondik. He does, but the bomb is down. It's surely going to be a 14-15 scoreline, and this couldn't get closer. You said that Flipside might be able to cobble something together into that final round coming in, but
you
this is not what they expected.
You want to chase. You want to chase 100%.
Oh, they
he
are.
He cannot save this up.
It would change everything if he does. It gives them still a chance into the next round, but Bondik, nicely played, actually, duking around them. But Bolts and Cold are still hunting Fur as well. They are so desperate to get this gun away, but
God.
he might just... He might get away with Cold's backing away again. He's just slipped through. He's an absolute wizard of that. He just snuck right between them. Just put on that invisibility cloak and just went off. He's having a great time there. But 14-15, this game is not over. Luminosity from the depths pulling themselves back into this game. But then Flipside Tactics have a chance to get some guns here. They're not over. They're not done just yet. They have an opportunity, but this is not how they wanted this game to go.
No, I mean, just look at the buy they had. Because they Bondik managed to save the op. They will have, you know, a rifle or 4 rifles, but 1 M4 and 3 pharmacists and a bunch of Molotovs and smoke. So it's not a too shabby buy from Flipside here, and it's very important for Luminosity to know that. They keep in mind that they still have that op on Davcos, so don't make any mistakes.
Well, Fallen might be the man to peak. He's just on the other side as he is down on long. Flash comes out, they get control. They're starting to take over A long. They've done this time and time again, and it's worked out really well when they've been hitting this A site. And so far, once again, first by drop. This seems very similar to that previous round.
Yeah, they seem to be doing it a little bit faster this one round though, and chances are they might actually just end up hitting the A bomb side here now instead, since they actually did manage to fall back and go towards the B bomb side previously. But I like this, that they're just leaving Fur here for the trying to kill off the rotators.
And he's been doing bloody well at it as well. He's not been having a quiet game. And they are doing the exact same thing. Fallen now solo towards the A side. He's going to be challenged out. Blade's going to get the information. Markloff, he's being pulled away. It's Bondik and Wild Edit who's going to be the ones to have to deal with what's coming towards that B side. Markloff is on A. Fallen now has to make his presence known. They have to keep selling this. They can't let it slip. But Bondik and Wild Edit are not completely focused here. Fallen's out. He's trying to play the game here. But Wild Edit's going to see these guys coming through. They're going to see the molly. First found Bondik. It's down to Wild Edit on this side. Blade's taking down Fallen. But Bolts break through. The site is theirs. It's time for the retake from Flipside. It's a 4v3. They have to go and dig deep. And Fur found Davcos. He's found another. And Fur is just pulling his team through this game. This looks like overtime unless Markloff can pull off something, nothing short of a miracle here. 3 players against him. Bomb down. He's going to get the tag. But it's Cold to get the frag. And Luminosity are not done yet. They still won their shot at that major.
Yeah, super impressed by Luminosity. Managed to climb back, getting into overtime and playing the same round 2 times in a row, and Flipside fell for it. You saw even on the last one there, Fallen did a great job in just keeping Flipside on the A bomb side. Sure, he ended up going down. He didn't get a single kill, but he kept 3 members from Flipside there, just basically just waiting. So yeah, overall, I mean, this is good Counter-Strike.
It's beautiful Counter-Strike, and I'm going to be really honest, I didn't expect this performance from either team. I thought Luminosity was going to turn up, be very strong, be very dominant in this matchup. Considering what we saw as well with Flipside against Mouse, you thought that, okay, well, Flipside, sure, they were the better team, but they showed a lot of weaknesses. They showed a couple of vulnerabilities. You'd assume a team who watched that could exploit more. But then again, Luminosity hasn't had the cleanest game in the world here. They've certainly been pushed.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And just to point that out as well, coming into this whole tournament, I don't think anyone really looked too much into Flipside, especially when, you know, they lost Simple, and which was by far their best player.
For sure.
Such a monster, and losing him, and even when he was going ham in games, they still managed to lose, and then losing him, yeah, someone had to pick up the slack, and obviously Blade is the go-to guy here. But I must say, after actually losing him and getting the new addition of Davcos, they have actually been playing a lot better. So then that just comes to show then, you know, yeah, you don't have necessarily have a massive star player if you don't get along. If the team is melding and everything is handy dandy, and you get along together, you will accomplish things, and that's exactly what Flipside has shown so far in this tournament. Yeah, they end up losing, they end up beating Mouse, but right now they're in overtime versus Luminosity Gaming, and they're obviously clear underdogs, but they made it this far.
Alrighty, so overtime, if you're not too aware at home, it is going to be, well, pretty intense, let's say. So 10k start money, MR3 basically, if you want to look at it that way, and these guys are going to have to play for everything. So these two teams have to condense what worked in those previous slog of a round into such a small moment that they're going to have to come up with the goods with. It's going to be Luminosity on the T side. They kind of closed out their T side very, very strongly. They really did finally come into their own with those A plays. But now Flipside have to try and correct what went wrong. They have to come in on the CT side and see what they can do here.
Yeah, and one of the main things for Flipside is do not get fooled by the fakes that Luminosity are throwing at you, because that's exactly what happened. And sooner or later, if this happens again, or let's say that Luminosity are thinking the next step now, they might just go with the same strat, but they actually ends up hitting the A bomb site now instead.
Yeah, Bolts has joined further. That's the only difference I see here. Normally, Bolts was a little further back towards that A site, joining the likes of Cold Steel and Fallen. But what edit? Gonna be just taking a glimpse at it. But 4 players over by B now for Flipside. They're certainly reading into what Bolts and Fur are selling. And what edit's going to be the linchpin here. If he doesn't manage to keep these boys back, he's going to be in real trouble, and that site will be theirs. But still, 40 seconds to pull this one off. It's a lot slower from Luminosity to what we've seen in their last couple of goes. They've been quite quick on these plays, and they are still keeping that CT sign in place. Bolt's just going to be putting that flash down, just remind them that there's still a threat there. But Blade's seeing through this. He's not having any of this. He's heading back over. He's going to try and help out World Edit here towards A-Long. And he might just heard the hit then. He's going to back away. He knows this player's here now. The flash comes through. He's in a great spot, but it doesn't matter. A 1-for-1 trade comes out. Fallen's going to find World Edit. They're going to have to know the Blade's here. And there we go, trading again, but they have the site in control. Bomb yet to cross, however. This is still up here, but the time, look at the time, 5 seconds left, and finally the bomb goes down, but that was right on the cuff. So there's 1 second left.
Yeah, that was super close, and can they actually hold this now? Yeah,
it's the big question, isn't it? Fallen and Cold are the 2 players holding for the T side. Bondic and Markelov looking for that retake together. Fallen holding the cross. He peeks out, he finds Markelov. Oh, goes to get in. That was a bit aggressive, but it's Cold to peek out and support him. And there we go, Luminosity picking up in overtime where they left off in regular.
Yeah, and you saw there, now this is exactly what I was talking about. You saw Flipside, they were probably talking about don't over-rotate, because chances are they might try to do the same thing again. So they actually did not over-rotate when you saw the fake coming in from Luminosity, but in this round, it was no fake. They ended up just hitting the A-bombs anyway, and yeah, sure, the only thing I can think about, like the first Scream movie where a certain person screams something when they're talking about it. That's the only thing I can think about, like, run, Cold, run!
It was a little close, to say the very least. However, at least this time Davkos will get the better of Fur, so the threat is kind of negated a little more. And it looks like Luminosity are going to have to recount their chickens. Just kind of make sure they know what they're doing and make sure without that one player in place they can still pull this play off. Blade and World Edit have actually pushed up on Long this time, so trying to keep that presence there, trying to keep control it seems. And well, this is going to be much tougher for the T side.
Yeah, for sure, and losing one more here, 3-on-5. Now it should be done basically for Luminosity.
Yeah, just walking into that crossfire, and World Edit and Blade just going to happily pick those up. Nothing too taxing for them this time, just switching things up slightly for Flipside, so going to get one back for themselves as well. Has Fallen. Ooh, doesn't quite get a glimpse, and I thought he almost did.
Yeah, and I just want to point this out as well. Yesterday when they played NVS, that was also an overtime for Luminosity. So they have done this before. It was actually a 19-16 scoreline for Envy there, and now you see Luminosity with the 16 score.
This fate.
It might be.
Yeah. Overtime, Cobble, 1916s.
Oh my god, I would be so upset.
It would be absolutely devastating for that team because, let's be honest, you'd say Envy, they looked super good. The French sides have looked very, very strong into this tournament so far. Well, At least one more than the other, but still, it's like, come on, come. You've been playing the whole time.
Dirty.
I'm going to bring up what you've been saying up there. I'm just saying, all right? I got it all
said anything. There's nothing that I've said.
Oh, all right. I'm glad it's not Inferno. Anyway, 16-16. Let's hope that, well, fate doesn't come true. But oh my God, first down, and Blades just gone on a tear. He's just found 2 out. No, they're just pouring in towards drop, and Blades is going to grid. Look at this guy. He's having the time of his life. And Luminosity are getting cold sweats here. They're going to be in panics. They know this is not what they wanted. They're now forced to go B. There's 4 players waiting. Markloff being one, just holding strong. He knows the next is there, and that will be it. Bolts takes him down, and what a great start here for Flipside. That is a brilliant half for them.
Yeah, for sure, and locking down the last 2 rounds. Luminosity, I'm sure that at least they got 1 round, because the thing is, when you go into overtime, getting the first round, knowing as well, you had a really good CT side in the beginning of the half. Yeah, sure, it slipped away a little bit at the later stages of it, but you know you can play CT side as well. You just need to make sure that you cannot let Flipside just walk outside of B like they did, despite the fact you had 4 members there just holding. You need to find a counter to it.
This is such a tough game now for Luminosity. It started out completely looking like they were going to be dominant, then Flipside turns up, and then Luminosity take it back again. They started to look good at the end of the game, but now, is it Flipside's turn? Can they keep this pressure up going into that second half? Of course, they will be switching sides and going back in if you're unaware of how overtime works, but I'm sure most people are at home. There's no need to explain it too readily, but still, 17-16, throwing our minds back. I don't think at the start of this game, any one of us would have said, Flipside, we're going to win this. But you've got to say, they have turned up, and they're digging so deep here. Blade has had an outstanding tournament so far, especially in this game. Markloff had a big game before as well. Every single player is having a good tournament when it's really required. Yeah, and for Luminosity now, coming into the CT side, I would love to see them, whoever has the best spawn towards the A long area, just to rush it and just to peek mid. Because as soon as you don't see anyone there, you can just straight out call, they're going B. And you can flank all you want, but just make sure that you have the other 4 members stationed on the B bomb site with the Molotovs ready, everything you may need, and just get better positions than you had previously. And Fallen was doing that time and time again when they had that opportunity. So if they can find that, they could bring this one back again. This could get close again. There's no need for them to panic just yet. But they're not far away from that rather worrying scoreline that's going to be coming in. Here we go, ladies and gents. We're going to get underway in the second half here of overtime very, very soon, as Luminosity now will be on the CT side and Flipside on the T side. And both teams fighting for survival, bearing in mind there's no second chances now. This is what they need. This is the game that they've been waiting on, and this is not going to be easy. 16-17 is a tough scoreline, but what do we see so far? Yeah, you saw Fallen actually going aggressive, like I said. He actually ended up going up towards mid instead, just trying to see if we can find a pick or see if there's anyone there. Flipside actually changing things up though, which I really like. They have 3 members stationed in mid, just a regular default, just make sure that they don't push and don't let this 1 round slip away from them. Everything coming down to moments like this. Fallen was so prevalent before, but gets denied by Davkost. And this is such a different beginning now. Fur was able to perfectly work off Fallen last time, but now it's completely changed that dynamic, and Flipside finally have the advantage. You rarely saw them operate with that previously. Yeah, and you see there, Flipside taking advantage of it, getting more map control, taking over A long now, having people in mid, and Markloff. This is the A round that we saw the first game versus Mousesports, where Markloff is just going to hold here. They will probably end up going towards A bomb side, and Markloff will probably get a payout from this as well. There we go, Markloff. So important before. It's going to be still going to be under pressure, but Bondic just goes in half-handedly, but it's a trade. T-side still keep the numbers in their favor, but Fur is waiting, and Fur has been brilliant at this. He's going to get a first. Look for the second. He gets it. Great play from Fur. He gets it back in their favor. It's now down to a 2v2, but look at Davkost already crossing the side, trying to get the control. Bomb is en route. Markloff is there, but Bolts, he's close, but Cold is all the way behind. He's on the flank still. 15 seconds. This bomb is going down, but I don't think they're going to expect Cold where they are. And Bolts has already started to join. This is going to be actually a fairly decent retake coming out here. It's down to a 1v1. Bolts against Davkost, and Bolts against the odds. Turns up, turns it on, and turns around back in their favor. That looked so foreboding from the start. Fallen not getting that opening pick, him going down, Flipside getting the control. But then Luminosity find their footing. Yeah, and really good play from Bolt, not over-peaking when he got the call from Cold that he was flanking. Just stay where you are, don't go and die.
die, because then you're going to put Cole in such a bad situation. Instead, 2-on-2 situation, he waited for Cole. Cole got the member, the flip side member on the bomb side, and then leaving it in a 1-on-1. And Davkos was so close in landing that shot. It was just a little bit up to the left.
All right, here we go. This is what I kind of expected from Flipside, to be fair. This kind of very, very forward B play. Well done at being the aggressor, always playing out towards that platform, doing the same again. It worked a couple of times before, let's remember. And actually, Markov just with the... What? Did he not buy in time?
He doesn't have any money.
Okay, it's down to 950. I'm not too sure there.
I think it was a miscommunication. I think that he dropped it on op for that cost, and he was supposed to drop back.
Okay, right, that kind of makes sense. I was absolutely bad. He does leave get a Tech 9 here. Probably swap that out for with one of his teammates. But this is really operating at a loss. This is not what you want in these moments. But still, there's 3 players here that need to take over. Cold is one of them. Steel and Bolts. Let's remember, Steel was so pivotal in these spots before. Fallen backed him up before, but he now knows they're here. Steel takes the chance, takes the opportunity, and gets it. But there we go. Blade and Bondi come into the matter. But still in position. It's a 3v3. Bolts denies the play coming through on towards platform, but Davkos sneaks out towards the side. Bolts just welcomes him with open arms. His Blade now gets picked up as well, and Luminosity back on track. 18-17. Not done yet.
Yeah, and yeah, Markov again, you know, he doesn't have any money, and since he didn't get the weapon dropped here, there will be another Tech 9 round coming in from him. The other members, so they will have AKs, some Molotovs, smoke grenades on all of them. But yeah, this is not good for Flipside tactics.
It's just slipped away. Luminosity have had such an upside down game. They've had, you know, a couple of rounds where it works out well, but let's remember their CT side was so good, especially dealing with those B's plays. Once we saw maybe a little bit more, you know, play towards that A side coming out, and they decided to maybe challenge Fur and Fallen for Flipside, at least that was, they started to make a difference. But we saw before, when they played towards B just so hap-handedly, it never quite worked out. But now Markov only has a Tech 9, Davkos still got the AWP. And looking elsewhere, this is not the perfect, arguable final round. Luminosity 1 round away from making it through here, considering Flipside are able to claw it back together at the end. Same can be said for Luminosity. This game has been a true test of these two teams. Looking at this one, it looks like another A play is going to be possibly coming out for Flipside here.
Yeah, they are taking it very slow though, so Fair, he's been peeking mid this whole time, haven't really seen anyone, but now some flashes are coming in.
Here we go, Markov. Still waiting. He's been dropping down towards drop, funny enough, and doing the work when it's been required. He's been splitting the CT side in half, and he's done it again. Cold goes down, but look at this well defined spot. We're not done yet, but Fallen was so instrumental for this team. He was going massive before for them, but can he do it now when the odds are against him? Markov is still fighting. He's started with nothing, and he's ended with everything here. 3 players now for the T side left alive. Fallen still able to see the cross, but he gets tagged. The Molotov comes through. Oh, he tried to take the shot, but Davkos says no, and it's down to Bolts. 1v3. It looks like Flipside are bringing it back again. We look like we're going to another overtime, but can Bolts do anything against it? He gets the tag, not the frag, and in the crossfire he gets caught, and Bondic again closing it down. 18-18. This game's not over. These two teams are playing their hearts out.
Yeah, and great job from Markov there, just getting those 2 frags. Again, cutting off the rotation, right? So left Luminosity in a very, very bad situation. Fur ended up going down at the same time as the first player, and yeah, I mean, this is the fundamentals of this map that should be happening for Flipside every single round. Just make sure wherever you don't go, just leave 1 player there. You don't have to do that much. You don't have to get 2 kills like Markov just did. Yeah, that's just a bonus. You just want to make sure that you show yourself, make sure that they cannot rotate as fast as they have been, and you're going to have a much better time. Now we're going to see a second overtime for Luminosity. They only managed to get this 1 T round themselves. But then coming into the last 2 rounds that the Luminosity actually had, it was very sloppy. The third round was basically just like, well, let's go fast towards B. You don't want to go B. You've seen that from time and time again now that Flipside are actually holding that B bomb site extremely well, a lot better than Luminosity did. So it's something that you want to avoid now if you're Luminosity. Make sure, just again, same kind of tactic there. Have 1 guy in the drop zone. Just make sure you keep the rotation a little bit slower, and that you can end up hitting A, because just basing off the rotations from Flipside and both Luminosity, they are not putting that much pressure on that bomb site.
They're certainly not, but these guys Gonna have to work so hard again. There's no easy games, it seems, for these two. It's either Flipside having quite close calls and, you know, working their way back in, and Luminosity, of course, no stranger to overtime. Already had a game on this map going this far, but they did at least break the curse. It could have gone worse there. We saw them not too long ago with Envy and Kingwin, their opponents before. So they've had a very tough tournament to come into this match. And you'd say out of the 3 teams they've now played, Flipside should have been probably the easier opponent, but still, it looks like the teams are almost ready to get back underway here into double overtime. And who's just going to succeed? If you're going to put your money on someone right now that you've seen the teams at least once in overtime, could you split them?
The way that both teams have been playing, I still favor Luminosity just for the fact that they, out of everyone, they are the better team. They should be the better team, despite the fact that Flipside have been playing really good these past two games. But Luminosity, again, they should be the better team.
Let's see if that holds up. We're going to be going back into it again, guys. 18-18, as said. This one going all the way, it seems. What a way to close out this day, leading up to what is going to be a phenomenal moment at the Lanxess Arena. But here we go. Bolt is really going to find well at it, and Bolt isn't just going to find one. That is brilliant. Brilliant synergy from the side as well. The flash is coming through, certainly hindering Flipside's play here. And the 3 left standing are looking for it, but Davkos didn't get the tag through the box. I know you can tag it up. We've seen players doing it, and he's desperate for this one, but does at least make it away. But they're down to 3 players. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, but look at Markelov, all the way in connector. They need to wait for him now. Just have him try and make something out of this round.
Keep your eyes on Markelov. Other players are on the flank, of course, for Luminosity, but he's in such a great spot. Fur working his way around the back as well. Davkos going to start speeding up, but here we go. Markelov makes his presence known. He gets one. He gets 2. Markelov is playing out of his mind, and Bondik there to back him up. Is down to a 2v2 after what looked like a disaster of a round, but now it's down to the man who's been working so hard again. 22 seconds. He knows that bomb has been spotted. They know where it is, but can he turn it again? Can he do more? Fur lets him slip away. Flash comes out. Molly to slow down Fur. Fur might just push through that one, as he is, and he will take the shot.
Yep.
Nicely done then.
Yeah, very smart play from Fur. He knew that even if Markelov fake planted that, he wouldn't really have that much time, and having the amount of HP that he did, he could afford to actually just burn a little bit. But yeah, smart play by Markelov, and I actually heard from the Flipside members that you actually hear Markelov screaming, and I don't know what they're saying, but I can only imagine guys on flanking, wait, and then he ends up getting 2, and that's when you actually start going. So overall, great job by Luminosity. Bolt's there with 3 massive kills, just trying something new and going very aggressive. A great anti-flash from Luminosity as well, which made him get the second kill in that round. So
many individual players really starting to shine here. We've seen, as you mentioned, 2 of those previous names really sticking out for both sides, but still. Into this one, 19-18, Luminosity do have the advantage. See if they can keep it going forward. Just wipe the floor with the Flipside tactic, boys, but at the moment, a lot more caution coming from Flipside, but Fallen has the order. He's been excelling in this position, but he does get actually crossed by, and he's going to have to try and back out of this one, but he does have support. Fur is there this time, and still coming across as well. So already 3 players by A here for Luminosity.
Yeah, taking a gamble here. I actually really like this from Luminosity, just making sure that, yeah, sure, it's a gamble, and Flipside, they have gone a lot towards the B area, but now Luminosity, great call from them, just trying to take a gamble. Nothing has really happened now, paid off, so you might probably see Fallen rotate back, and we'll still leave 2 at the A bomb site.
Alright.
It is actually a fake, as you can see.
Yep. Certainly is. Steel starting to head across. Bolts as well that they're actually doing them, but here we go. There we are. That's it. That's the real alarm bells ringing. Davkos making his presence known now towards A. Steel still here. Fallen's attention does turn, but it doesn't matter. Davkos breaking in. Steel goes down. Fallen finds Blade, and it's going to be Davkos out on his own, being hunted down by 3. Luminosity giving them everything he can, but there we go. Cold just simply outnumbering the opponent with Bolt still alive, and that's Luminosity getting very close in this game now.
Yeah, and when Flipside actually faked B there, Fer, which was the one that was boosting A long, he actually started running away, but one of the Flipside, he actually did not manage to kill him, and losing that 1 man, and then just rotation, because since the Luminosity had 3 members on the A bomb site, they only made it like halfway to connector before he got the call. It was like Fer was like, the bomb is in A long, fall back again, fall back to A, and then you had 2 Luminosity members really just waiting for that call.
Here we go. Fur's aggression paying off perfectly. Just, it's brilliant. The amount of These individual players will just switch up to say, okay, this round, you know what, I'm going to try and push out a little more. It's brave, it's risky in overtime, but the amount of times it's paid off for teams like Luminosity, it makes sense.
Yeah, look at Fair now. Like, Luminosity, again, they have steal there just in case, but Bondic with a great headshot, though.
Yeah, Bolt's going to get caught out, well, pants down, really, and Fallen's going to now be stuck in the corner, but he can fight his way out of this. We've seen it before, we've seen it happen time and time again, but it's Cole! 3 kills back-to-back. He doesn't need to get the other, because let's bear in mind, there's 3 players still standing and it's steal, and that is a brilliant half coming in for Luminosity, not giving up into the second overtime and playing it exactly as they'd have imagined.
Yeah, and great job by Fair. They just, instead of just holding A long like he normally did, he had a good spawn now. He decided to push out A long instead, just take a peek and catching Davkos there. And then by the time that happened, he knew like there's no one there. And then he fall back. He didn't fall back all the way. He was still playing very aggressive. He was by the staircase, just holding middle. Because again, he didn't see anyone at A long, just holding middle, just causing Flipside to be forced to go towards the B bomb site. And then Luminosity, they obviously had 4 players there, and they held it quite nicely. So, and then Fair just flanking them quite fast as well. So even if they ended up losing more men on the B bomb side, he would still probably be able to wipe up the rest.
And let's bear in mind here, this is a highly important moment now coming in for Flipside. Everything comes down to this pretty much. If they get off to a bad start, it's done. It doesn't matter how close it was, a win is still a win, and that's Luminosity basically going through at this point. And you've got to feel almost for Flipside to a degree, but then again, Luminosity have played with such zest and such, fire and really bringing their A game. You've got to say in this overtime, they looked like such a stronger team here. But then again, of course, switching sides, Flipside have had their strengths, but they need to really call on every single player at this moment.
Yeah, and just look at where have Luminosity won their T-rounds. It's going to be on the A-bomb site, right? Flipside, they are doing a really good job in holding that B-bomb site. And just, if Luminosity are smart here now, all 3 rounds that they're playing, it doesn't matter. They should stick to just going A. It's the spot, or it's the site that they're going to have the most success with, and they can do a lot with that. They can fake B, they can fake A, and then end up just going A anyway. They can have people in drop, they can A split, they can just do a really fast round here, just rushing up mid as well. There's a lot of options that Luminosity can do here, and they have 3 rounds to do so.
And that's it. 3 rounds of an opportunity to get through to the next day of this major. They have everything in front of them, Luminosity. It's live. We are into this. Luminosity are on match point. 21-18 here. Double overtime. But Flipside are on the CT side. Luminosity on the T side. And Flipside are fighting for their survival. They are going home after this. They won't get to see that beautiful arena tomorrow. They won't get to see the Lanxess Arena with thousands of fans cheering for them. Their journey will end right here. But can they fight this? Or has Luminosity just got that confidence? Do they have exactly what it takes?
Yeah, and just basing off Luminosity's default here, balls all by himself towards the B bomb side, and then the 4 remaining players just trying to get control of A long and middle. So I really like this.
Yeah, a very decisive start. Bearing in mind, though, Blade was really important when he was playing. He was playing a really good game from it, and they actually have the right players. Already 3 players over on this side. Markov's going to be boosted up to a great little spot here to watch not only the push on long, but also the push through right in front of him. So Luminosity might actually struggle with this one. It won't be so clean.
Yeah, no, they're doing a good job here, Flipside, and just make sure they have 2 rifles instead of 1 up and 1 rifle on this A bomb site. They're playing it very, very close.
Now both backing each other up. They're leaving long fairly open, but then again, if they do make the play, they can certainly still turn and play off the back of it. But look at this, 1 by 1, they're starting to build up here. The flash did come through and caught 1 of them off. But Markelov now has 3 players behind him. And here we go, Markelov at least gets 1, but Bolt denies any more. And now 4v4, Blade starting to go hunting. But that bomb is already crossing over towards the site. It's made it there. The bomb could go down any second, but Blade is not done. He wants his team to make it further, but no, Fallen and Fur do what's required. And now just Davkos alive. It's Luminosity 1 kill away. But there it is, Fur just pins Davkos down. And Luminosity, after such a tough route, after such a tough game, finally make it through.
Yeah, I was just about to start screaming there, because Fur, he was in the middle and